Today we're talking lip liners. I'm gonna share with you guys my absolute favorites, ones that I'm always reaching for. I tried to pick out like my top 5. That didn't work. I definitely have a little bit more than 5, but I wanna share with you guys like my top favorite lip liners. They're long lasting and spoiler alert, they're all pretty much in the nude family, but that is just what I reach for. Keep in mind, all the ones I'm gonna talk about today definitely have other color options, and I'm really just going over like formula. Go to everyday type of lip liners, but then from there I narrowed it down to the ones that I'm going to be talking about today. I'm hoping I did not forget anything because I narrowed it down like 4 times. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you know what to do. Subscribe button is below. Feel free to subscribe before you leave, and if you do want to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, it is at blissfulbrie with an underscore. Stay connected, and you can always catch me over there as well as YouTube. I like to have a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to my lip liners. Like, I don't want to apply it and it just be stiff on my lips or like super hard to drag on. I want to have a little bit of that flexibility, that creaminess, but also where I'm able to like blend it away a little bit as well. Everyone has their own preference on how they want to apply it, but I think that applying a lip liner and it's so hard to get on is just, it doesn't work for me. I personally just don't love to have a lip liner that's very hard to maneuver and get on the lips, but I feel like none of these are like that, so that's great. I think they all have a little bit of creaminess while still being that stiffness that you want, because you want your lip liner to obviously last. I've recommended these so many times, but I definitely wanted to make its own video. So let me know what other category you want to see from me. Let's get straight into the faves. So I do have high end and affordable. I'm gonna start out with my absolute holy grail. If you've been watching my channel, you know, but it's the NYX lip liner in Nude Beige. Now, aside from the shade, the NYX lip liners are incredible. They literally mimic a high-end lip liner. They're so long lasting. The pigmentation of it, they last on my lips the entire day. Yes, if I eat, it's gonna wear a little bit, but it's not like wiped off. Will say the shade Nude Beige and Nude Truffle are my absolute favorite. We'll repurchase this for forever. This one is just the most beautiful, natural, cool tone nude shade, and it goes with everything. Any type of nude lipstick, any type of lip gloss. By itself, it looks incredible. And if you're gonna be overlining, I love using this because it doesn't look so harsh. It's just that cool nude color. Now, I will say that they just remade and like reformulated the colors. Now it says that they are made in Mexico, and I know my original ones were made in Germany. And I don't know what it is, but when they reformulated it, slight difference. Not terrible, but it's definitely not like how it was prior. This one has a little bit more of a pinky look to it, as opposed to that true nude beige. It's okay, I still love it and I'm still gonna use it, but it definitely is a little bit more pinky-like now. So these will always and forever be my absolute favorite lip liners. They are like $4 at Ulta. You cannot beat it. I'm telling you, I will use this until the very bottom. Like, I've sharpened it to here before. That's how much I love it. Like I said, affordable, long-lasting, especially if you're a nude beige girly like me, or you like that natural lip color. You will absolutely adore this. Whether you're gonna pair it with a nude lipstick or a pinker lipstick, like, it just can go for anything. Even like more of the brownish nude lipstick, I think it looks gorgeous. So these have always been a favorite. So one that's high end that I say that's pretty similar to that formulation is gonna be the Charlotte Tilbury lip liners, shade Iconic Nude, which definitely resembles the NYX Nude Beige. Like, they look pretty spot on. I think the Charlotte Tilbury lasting power will be a little bit more, but I don't think it's like that far off. Definitely is a very nice pretty nude, but it's more on that pinkish nude side. So if you're more of that natural pinky nude type of person, you will love this. Definitely beautiful. The formulation is just 10 out of 10. I think they're beautiful to kind of contour up the lips as well. I also use the shade Foxy Brown, and that's a very deep brown. It's beautiful if you pair it with a nice nude lipstick. That one is definitely deeper, but they're very beautiful if you're going to overline your lips as well, because they're so creamy, but they last. I feel like I mentioned this so many times, but it definitely is up there for me. So I'm gonna put this one in the same category as the two I'm gonna mention, just because it's the same exact brand and same exact lip pencil, but one is a little bit more creamier than the other. So the Makeup Forever is going to always be a must for me. Like, these are just incredible. I feel like a broken record talking about these products because I talk about them so often, but seriously, these are beautiful. Literally a makeup artist fave. Like, everyone is using these. They're incredible. They're very long lasting as well. These ones are wooden as well. So the two shades that I'm obsessed with is Limitless Brown and Endless Cacao. One's more cool tone and one is not. So Endless Cacao looks very much like a cool brown. You can contour up literally anything with this as well. It does not have to just be your lips. Cool tone it is. I think that's like the common theme with me. I love a cool tone lip color, as well as Limitless Brown. This one is more of your true brown, so I think it goes so great with so many different neutral lip colors, which I think are literally 11 out of 10. They are so creamy, but stay on the lips. Like, the lasting power is incredible, but they are so creamy. Sometimes with wooden pencils, I find they could be a little bit like hard to get on the lips, a little bit like a drag. But I feel like these are so creamy. They do not pull, they don't tug. None of the ones I'm talking about today pull or tug, but I definitely find that this is like even more of a glide and just a last on the lips. So this one is also Endless Cacao, but in the extreme version. So it's a nice cool tone. It looks identical to obviously these ones. It's just personal preference. Both these are stunning, so definitely get a Makeup Forever lip liner, especially one of these neutral tones. It's just always good to have on hand, and you don't even have to just use these on your lips. So moving back into affordable and drugstore, the LA Girl lip liners are literally ones that you need. I think these are very similar to the Makeup Forever ones actually, and they're literally a fraction of the cost. The LA Girl Perfect Precision lip liners. Shade Bear and Chocolate are my absolute favorites. Exactly how the names are. The Bear is more neutral, and then the Chocolate is definitely more of your true brown. They apply to the lips so beautiful. Like, look how much I'm obsessed with those. They're actually disgusting on there. I have to sharpen them. The Bear shade reminds me a ton of Charlotte Tilbury Makeup Forever. And then the shade Chocolate reminds me of Limitless Brown from Makeup Forever. So they literally last so beautiful. They look stunning on the lips, so pigmented on the lips. They last so good. And then I also have the shade Sugar and Spice, which is one of my absolute favorites as well from LA Girl. A little bit more of a nudie pink, and just reminds me a little bit of the NYX ones as well, but again, affordable. Next one's gonna be from Too Faced, and these are the Lip Injection Extreme Lip Shape. Let me see, both these have to be the same shade. Are they not? Oh, they're not. They look very similar. Sorry. The shade In Big Truffle and Puffy Nude. These are both of my favorites. I'm always going back and forth. I honestly thought they were both Puffy Nude, so that's interesting. Has a little piece right here that you push down, and the lip liner does come out at the bottom. I like that feature. Personally love a sharpenable pencil. I think I said that in the beginning, but I do like that this has that feature. A little bit of a stinging sensation. They are a little bit plumping, which I like. I like the fact that the lip line area is gonna get a little plumped. I know not a lot of people like lip liners that have that plumping feature. I feel like it's nice because it plumps just the area that you want to be plumped. If you don't want the full lip, it's just gonna be that outer area, which is given the illusion of, I wanna say lip flip, but just like that little bit of like a pout on the outer area. It's perfect. So I personally do like that. The shade In Big Truffle is more of a brown shade, which is really pretty. I use this one more in fall, In Big Truffle, which I'm using all of the time. That mauve nude tone, I love that. I think it pairs well with so much. And honestly, all of these pair so well with these two products right here that I'm using almost all the time. The Nova Beauty lipstick in the shade Tone, and then my Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Gloss in the shade Nudie. I'll have all this listed for you down below in the description, on screen, so you guys can shop. I'll leave the combo down there as well. It does have a slight feeling of it being plumping, so a little bit of a sting, but it's not crazy. It's not like an unbearable feeling or anything. I personally don't mind it, but if you don't like that feeling, you won't like them. These are really pretty if you want to kind of fill in the whole lip, and it will plump very subtly. If you don't want to have like a gloss, you just want to have more of a mattified look, a natural look, but you want to have a little bit of that plumping feature. These are great because a little bit goes a long way. You can just fill it in lightly and they'll plump just a little bit. Be careful and don't overline too much because it will plump. Color is amazing. It's gonna be from Shop Miss A, and that's the AOA Studio brand. I lost the cap a few minutes ago, so sorry about that, but these are incredible, and I wanna say they're $1. So you might wanna scoop these up. So great. This one's in the shade Rodeo, and it's stunning. It's the shade right here, the last brown one, and it's more of like a neutrally brown. Not so warm, but it's not so cool. It's like perfect in between. I think it's so gorgeous, and again, so inexpensive, and this reminds me so much of a high-end lip liner. Kind of reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury, to be honest. They're just very nice and creamy, and all the ones I talked about today are very creamy, so long-lasting. I can literally run my finger through these, and they come in a wide variety of shades, obviously, so if it's not gonna be these nude shades, you definitely should check out the physical product itself because the formulation, the way they wear, the way it applies is very nice. I think it's the most perfect amount of creaminess, yet a lip liner where it's going to stay on the lips, line up your lips, be that barrier for the lip products, but also have that nice dimension to your other lip products that you're adding on top of it. So I am obsessed with these. They're so gorgeous. I definitely have other ones that are my favorites, but those would have to be like my top favorites. Perfect for every single day, perfect for beginners. Last one is gonna be from Kylie Cosmetics. The shade Cinnamon in specific is very, very pretty. Again, more of that neutral tone right here, but these are the wooden ones. They're very, very easy to sharpen. They last a really nice time and they're very precise. You wanna make sure you're getting the most precision with it. So keep in mind, you want to sharpen your pencils. I feel like that's very obvious, but I mean, a lot of mine are super dull right now, so they do need to sharpen. But all the Kylie Cosmetic ones are so pretty. So those are all the lip liners that I want to talk about today. These are my absolute favorites. I feel like I did a video like this before. I feel like I'm getting deja vu, but maybe it's just because I did like lip combos. I hope this was somewhat helpful for you guys, especially if you're more of a neutral person like me, clearly, because these are definitely go-tos. I think they're just staples that everyone should have in their collection, and they're just stunning. Again, I'm gonna have everything listed for you in the description box and on screen so you can shop if you want, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.